you in some.
Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we are discussing something that doesn't quite get enough attention in the glow up conversation, and that is the mental glow up. Now, you know, I love a good physical glow up. I love a cute outfit. I love a good skincare routine, fitness vibes, and all that fun stuff. But what about leveling up from the inside? Truly becoming the woman of your dreams starts internally, and so you really have to look inward and focus on what adjustments you can make to your mental health, your mental clarity, and your mental stability in order to actually thrive and live the life that you have always wanted to. If you are new here, hi, my name is Amber. Definitely stick around, subscribe, and join the community. I am a holistic lifestyle coach, and I share a lot of content about becoming the best version of yourself and living your dream life. So if you love all those things and everything in between, make sure you are subscribed to the channel and drop a comment down below saying hi so we can welcome you to the community. All right, so let's get into the details of what you can expect in this video. We're really going to be focusing on the importance of setting clear and healthy boundaries and how to engage in positive self-talk. These two categories are extremely important for your internal glow up. So get comfortable, grab a snack, grab a drink, whatever you want, and let's go ahead and get started. So of course, we have to start off with gaining some clarity about what a mental glow up really is. It is truly about elevating your mindset, developing emotional resilience, and tapping into your inner peace. There is such a difference when you feel so good and so whole from the inside. You literally glow differently and you radiate this confidence. And a huge part of this mental glow up is learning to set healthy boundaries so that you can be more self-assured and practicing positive self-talk so that you can continually encourage yourself while you're on this journey. All right, so let's talk more in depth about healthy boundaries. We hear this all the time. You need to set boundaries, you need to be clear on them, but what exactly does that look like and how exactly can you achieve this? Healthy boundaries are all about knowing your own limits, protecting your own needs, and paying attention to your emotional energy. What are you giving to other people that sometimes they don't deserve, and how is that having a negative impact on you? You have to remember that you deserve to feel safe, respected, and valued in all of the relationships in your life. Whether that is romantic relationships, relationship with family members or friends or coworkers, you need to set clear boundaries so that everyone understands what you will and what you won't accept. I do feel like there's kind of this misconception. People feel like, oh, if you're putting boundaries up, you think you're better than me, or you're being cold, or you're trying to distance yourself. Well, that's not necessarily the case. Boundaries are put in place so that you can strengthen yourself and focus on what truly matters to you. It's not about being cold or standoffish or pushing people away. It's about creating environments and spaces where you can truly thrive. When you are setting boundaries, you're saying, I respect myself enough to prioritize my mental well-being. And once you get to that place of saying, you know what, it's okay for me to prioritize myself, to love myself, to care for myself, that is where your true empowerment really begins, because now you're ready to move into the next phase of leveling up and really taking care of your mental health. Okay, so we've talked a bit about why boundaries are so important, how they're connected to your mental health, but how can you go about setting them? If you know me, you know I like to keep things simple on this channel. So I'm going to be sharing 3 different things that you can do to set, keep, and maintain your boundaries in your life. The first thing is making sure that you are really clear on your limits. You have to tune into your emotions and figure out what feels good and what doesn't. I know personally, I've been in situations where I'm like, I went to hang out with this person, I spent time with them, and I didn't leave feeling great about myself, or I left feeling drained, or I left just like with this negative, down energy surrounding me, and I couldn't pinpoint exactly why. Even if you're not sure what it is yet, set that boundary and really implement that so that you're not spending time with people who are literally draining you and taking away from your vitality. Next up, you really want to communicate your needs. It's very challenging, especially if you're someone who doesn't like confrontation, but going into those conversations, remember that the goal is to help the other person to understand that you are putting in place a boundary. They don't necessarily have to understand why, they just need to understand that this is a new reality, and you can ask them to respect that boundary that you've put into place. Remember, it's okay to say no or say, hey, this isn't really working for me anymore without having to give an explanation, but at least you're respecting the person enough to be very clear about why you're stepping away from the relationship. And third, you have to stay consistent. Listen, people are going to test you, especially if creating boundaries is something that's new or it's something that other people in your life are not really used to you having. They're going to dismiss it. They're going to say, oh, she's not really serious about this. Well, let me see how far I can push her boundaries. Let me give it a little test. I'm sure she's going to break. But if you set a boundary, you stick to it, you show consistency, people are going to start to understand like, oh, she's really serious about this, and they can start to respect you, or they can just remove themselves from your life altogether. So remember, a big takeaway that I want y'all to have from this segment of the video is that boundaries are important to protect your peace. So ask yourself, for my mental health and my mental clarity, do I feel like my peace is important? If that's a priority for you, create those boundaries, communicate them clearly, stick to them, and see how much that positively impacts your life. All right, so now let's move into the next segment of this video, which is positive self-talk. These things go hand in hand. Once you set those boundaries, you need to be your biggest cheerleader. You need to be rooting for yourself. You need to be instilling positive affirmations and positivity in general in your life. Your internal dialogue has a massive impact on your confidence. I really want you to think about that statement. Your internal dialogue has a massive impact on your confidence. If you, the person who you spend the most time with, are constantly being negative, putting yourself down, telling yourself that you can't achieve certain things, being very discouraging, then what's going to happen to your confidence? It's going to be completely shattered, and that's not something you're able to recover from. Think about it this way. The most important relationship that you have in your life is with yourself. So why not make it a good one? Why not make it something positive? Why not create a safe space where you can truly believe in yourself, support yourself, and lift yourself up when needed? It's really about that mindset shift. When you shift from a place of self-criticism to self-compassion, your world changes like that. So really be cognizant, pay attention, and start by catching those negative thoughts and immediately replacing them with positive ones. I like to suggest to my clients to have a thought bank, where if a negative thought pops into their mind, what is something positive that they can immediately shift their thoughts to that's going to cloud out and take over that negative thought and those negative emotions? Once you get into the habit of rewiring the way that you think and the way that you speak to yourself, it becomes a lot easier to be your biggest fan. Now, I'm not saying like don't acknowledge times where there are opportunities for growth in your life. You do need to be realistic, but at the same time, instead of saying, I'm not good at anything or I completely suck at this, say, I'm constantly growing and improving, and this is an opportunity for me in order to enhance my life or enhance something about myself or my relationship with myself every single time that these things can come up. Instead, say, I'm constantly growing and improving, and I'm really proud of the progress that I'm making. Remember, words are powerful, so you have to speak to yourself with kindness. It's non-negotiable. So now we know what positive self-talk is and why it's so important, so let's get into the 3 tips to help you figure out how to implement positive self-talk into your daily routine. First up, if you have not guessed it, you need to start your day with positive affirmations. Hello, the channel is called Affirmations with Amber because I genuinely believe in them and I know that they work. A few examples, you can just keep it super simple. You can say something like, I know that I am worthy of love and success. Or you could say, I attract positivity and joy. Very simple things that are easy for you to recite, but once you say them more and more, you're gonna realize like, hey, my life is pretty positive. There's actually quite a bit of joy in my life. I've attracted love in really beautiful situations simply because I believe that it was a possibility and I told myself that on a regular basis. It's kind of like when you were in school and you had to find evidence to back up your facts. When you have a negative thought about yourself, just ask yourself, is that true? Like, where are the facts that are confirming this negative thought that you had about yourself? They don't exist. So remember, it's not helpful for you to go down this negative thought spiral when truly those are things that are not even reality for you. And third, you want to celebrate your small wins. Sometimes we set these huge goals, which I think are fantastic, yet at the same time, we're not paying attention to the little steps and wins that we are achieving along the way to reaching our big goals. So don't wait for those huge, big moments of achievement to really celebrate yourself. Acknowledge your progress, acknowledge your effort, no matter how small you may think it seems. Once you start celebrating the small things, your life is instantly romanticized and you realize how amazing you truly are. So now all that's left to do is put the two together. Setting clear boundaries and practicing positive self-talk are the perfect combination. When you're setting these boundaries, you're protecting your energy and you're protecting your peace. And then when you follow that up with engaging in positive self-talk, you are literally uplifting your spirits. Together, they create a powerful mental environment where you can thrive and flourish and really focus on loving yourself. Remember, the way that you treat yourself really does matter, and it also sets a standard for how you allow other people to treat you. You deserve so many great and wonderful things, but you have to start believing that in order for that to become a reality for your life. All right, that wraps us up for today's video. I know that the mental glow up is a journey and it can really feel overwhelming at times. So I want you to come back to this video when you need a little bit more of assistance or reminders with setting those boundaries or with practicing how to speak to yourself in a positive way. And I want you to remember that once you consistently start doing these things, you are going to literally see and feel your life transform in such a beautiful way. Definitely comment down below. Let me know if you're going to be focusing on positive self-talk or setting boundaries, or drop any additional questions that you may have about this topic. Thanks so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.